won. You've turned them all against me. You've done that yourself.
Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Look at I massacred my boy. I want everyone to think back to better times when George Lucas was still in charge of Star Wars. Some people might not have liked the direction that he took with the prequels, but let's face it, under George Lucas the brand was still thriving, and still considered to be one of, if not the most profitable brand in the world.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
That's the whole reason that Disney had to fork over the money that they did to obtain it. George Lucas built that brand to the point where Disney could and should have profited greatly from it. If George Lucas gave Disney the rights to create a Star Wars theme park back during the prequel era, and he could oversee every aspect of it, there is no doubt in my mind that that park would have prospered. Show me the money. People would have shown up in droves to interact with their favorite Star Wars characters, and to live out the childhood fantasy of feeling like they were actually in a galaxy far, far away. I know I would have. In fact, when this whole immersive experience was first announced, you would have been hard-pressed to find a fan that was more excited than I was. In concept, this was the attraction that I waited my whole life for. But what I and many other fans didn't take into account was who was in charge of delivering that experience to us.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Now, from a pure film perspective, yes, Disney has been a complete creative failure. But one thing that they were actually always great at was theme park attractions. It was, and still is, one of their biggest money makers, and they typically spared no expense. And they didn't skimp on attention to detail when it came to delivering a park. They had a superb reputation in this field. It would appear, however, that now, this is no longer the case.
No shit.
Because as fast as Disney could release a trailer for their $6,000 hotel experience, that trailer was subsequently removed because the internet decided to call Disney on their bullshit. Now, I didn't see the trailer personally, nor do I care to, but I have seen the screenshots that are floating around the internet, and holy shit, it's worse than I thought it was.
That's right, it stinks!
So basically, Disney had the opportunity to give us Star Wars and gave us a parody. Basically Spaceballs, although I would argue that Spaceballs is actually a better Star Wars story than anything Disney has put out. But I digress. We also caught a glimpse of this new character called Captain Kevin, the ship leader who will escort guests through their two-night experience. So rather than use the wealth of Star Wars characters at their disposal, that most Star Wars fans would know and love to see, they decided to create new characters for the guests to interact with.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
We'll chalk this up to once again Disney showing that they don't get Star Wars, and they don't understand why people connected with the property under George Lucas. At least when George Lucas created new characters, they felt like they belonged, because he understood the universe he created better than anyone. And before any shills show up in the comment section to mention this, yes, I would prefer to be escorted through my experience by Jar Jar Binks before anyone that Disney created. And Misa would enjoy it too.
Fool this man!
The most telling part about all this is that apparently, even the Star Wars fans who were holding on to hope for this franchise have begun to cancel their reservations for the Galactic Cruiser Hotel, as it's becoming more and more clear that Disney has no desire to give the loyal Star Wars fans the experience that they deserve, and they want to charge you top dollar for it in the process.
Fuck me, right?
This is the Disney business model over the past few years. Minimal effort and attention to detail, and up until recently this was working for them. They have been allowed to skate by on the name Star Wars alone. Some fans were onto their shit sooner than others, but now it's starting to feel like more and more people are waking up from their consumer coma. Maybe, just maybe, this is a changing of the tides moment, as people are finally starting to think for themselves and not automatically hand their hard-earned money over to the evil empire.
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
The lack of care and attention to detail displayed in these Galactic Cruiser first looks should be all that any real Star Wars fan needs to see. It tells you that this company doesn't value this brand in the same way that the fans do. They took this franchise and this fan base for granted. They looked at us like idiots, and now they're going to start to pay for it.
Jesus
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
And this extends beyond just theme parks at this point. The recent Rancor crowdfunded campaign from Haslab has also been deemed a failure, as it didn't even reach its financial backing goal. And this is original trilogy merchandise that failed to garner any interest. Why? Is it because it was too expensive? Maybe. Maybe it's because there wasn't enough incentives or extras. That's a possibility. Maybe people are just disgusted that these financially successful companies even resorted to crowdfunding for this project, for a product that they could very easily make and sell in stores at a normal price.
Fuck you!
I think at the root of it all, the answer is all of the above. But more importantly, people just aren't as interested in this brand as they used to be. And Disney is directly responsible for that because of the way that they handled this franchise. Most normal people don't want to fork over hard-earned money for a subpar product.
That makes sense.
Now, does the brand still have its supporters? Of course it does. Even the Titanic had people wanting to go down with the ship. This notion that hardcore fans have to support everything under the Star Wars brand has been disproved time and time again. That truly is the sheep mentality. And I, for one, have no desire to be a part of that herd. I will be where I've always been, and that's on the right side of history. And that includes thinking for myself and demanding better of companies who have all the resources in the world to give us better, but choose not to.
You lose! Good day, sir!
So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.